Alright, so welcome back to the second part of this lesson too. So very first one we are going to take is contraction. Contraction is contraction. That means two words, we contract them, they became one. It's just like a marriage. So let's go straight into that. So first we'll do contraction with vowels. See, French, they hate having two words, two vowel sounds bump into each other. So when the lo or la, remember the lo or la from our articles, when they start, when the next word that comes after them, it starts with a vowel, they will just eliminate the e and a in front of lo and la. That lo and la, the e of lo, the la of the e of lo, the a of la, they will just eliminate it and do what? And replace it with an apostrophe, so that it will not cause any hazard, because they prioritize how their words sound, so they don't want it to sound awkward. So because of that, there's always an elimination. That elimination is not what do they call it now? I've forgotten the English. It's not something that you can choose whether. It's not a choice. It's not something that you can choose to use or choose not to use. It is mandatory. So that means anytime your next word starts with a vowel, just eliminate the e or the a in front of your lo and la. Put an apostrophe in front of it instead, and you are good to go. So that means that two words will join to become one. An example of that in English is it is. Even though it doesn't have, maybe it's not because of vowel. It's not as if it is not sounding well. It's not as if French people do not have problem. I'm not saying French. I'm not saying English people have problem. So it's not because it is. So instead of it is, we say it's. So it is. There are two words, but it is just one word, and it is that contracted together, they became one. So that's what happened here. So we have lo ami. See, the e in lo now disappears because ami starts with a vowel. The e in lo now disappeared and became an apostrophe instead. So we have lami. The French. So it still means the same thing. Also, in front of h, whenever our silent h in front, like hotel, like hospital, so we have hotel or hospital, and so on and so forth. So whenever we have a word that starts with a vowel and we want to use your lo and la, don't even check if it is masculine, if it is feminine. Just write L apostrophe and the noun. So now to the second, it is very important. The L is only for singular nouns, so it's not for plural. Are you getting me? So it's just for only singular nouns. So when you're singular, your plural, it is LES now, so it ends with a consonant. You don't have anything to contract there. You don't need to disturb yourself contracting anything. But when it is just singular, le is singular, la is singular, and they both ends with vowel. When the next word coming in is a vowel, so just remove the e and hey, replace it with an apostrophe, then you are good to go. So the gender is still there, even though you cannot see it because e and hey has disappeared. You don't know which one is masculine, which one is feminine, but the gender is still there, so you don't need to disturb yourself. So example is j'aime l'orange. You see L apostrophe, because orange starts with o, which is a vowel. So that's why we have j'aime l'orange. So it is l'orange instead of la orange, because orange is feminine. So instead of saying la orange, it's not even sounding well, la orange, but l'orange. It's sounding more French. Okay, so we have the second one, l'ordinateur. Ordinateur est neuf. L'ordinateur est neuf. So instead of saying le ordinateur, you say l'ordinateur. So l'ordinateur est nouveau. L'ordinateur est nouveau. Yeah. So just like lo and la contract before vowels, the preposition as well, like a or de, they also contract when they meet certain articles. So this is mandatory rule in French grammar. So it's not just only lo and la that contract. as well, a and do also contract, and I'll take you through that shortly. So now the first one, a. Contraction with a means to or at, and you'll be meeting this when you want to talk about I am going to the hospital, I'm going to the market. Why did I start with hospital now? I don't want you to go to the hospital. I am going to the restaurant. Yes, I'm going to the market. So you will need the word to or at. You will need to use it, and the word to or at is very simple. It's just a with our accent. Remember our accent graph. This is accent graph. So with our accent, when we have a with that accent, it means at or to. So now it depends on when you are using it that you know that okay, it is to, I'm saying here, it is at, I'm saying here, but the word is the same word. All right. So now, if your a or to is in front of lo and le, they will contract. This one is not about vowels. Are you getting me? This one is just something that is mandatory in French. And I'm taking you through it from the beginning now so that you will get to know it. And at the time, when it's time for you to start making use of them, then it will be very, very easy for you. So now, when your a comes in front of lo, it changes to o. That's the contraction. The contraction do not even is not this apostrophe contraction at all. It is a different word entirely. So when your a is in front of lo, it will be o. When your a is in front of le, it will be o, aux. So it's just like singular and plural actually. You understand? You know your le is plural and your lo is singular. So when your a is in front of lo, it will be o. When your a is in front of le, it will be o. So it will be, for example, so the meaning still remains the same, to the. So either, because it is now one word doesn't mean that it's only saying to know. It means to the, at the. So je vais au marché. I go or I'm going to the market. So je vais au marché. Instead of we saying je vais à le marché, marché is masculine. So it is le marché. So instead of saying je vais à le marché, we say je vais au marché. So we replace this à le with o. Then the second one, il parle aux enfants. Il parle aux enfants. Il parle aux enfants. I'm taking it slowly because of it. Il parle aux enfants. So il parle aux enfants means that he talks or he's talking to the children. Now, you know that enfant is plural. Definitely the article in front of enfant is les enfants. Les enfants, les. So now, because it is not les enfants, we will not now say il parle à les enfants. It's not sounding good. So that contraction will be there. So it will be il parle aux enfants. So anytime you want to use at or you want to use to, which is the word a, you need to take note of the article of that comes before the noun so that you will know whether to contract it, to change it to o or o. Are you getting me? But it is important that when the article that comes in front is la, you don't contract them, just keep it like that. For instance, je vais à la plage, because the article that comes in front of plage is la, so you just leave it like that. Then we have the second, if it is L apostrophe, remember our L apostrophe, you don't need to contract it. That one has already passed through contraction, so don't even stress yourself contracting it. So it will still remain the same. L-E à l'école. So that means our la and our L apostrophe, they are not what's it called again? I don't know. They are not contracted, but our lo and le are contracted. I hope you got that. So because you got that, it will be easier for you to now know the second one, which is actually the contraction with de. De is, it means of or from. So when you want to say from the, of the, you will still need to contract it. If you notice, the only thing that is passing through contraction is just our article D. That's the only one that is passing through contraction. It is the same one that we removed the vowel the other time. It is the same one that when we are using at with it, it will contract. When we are using the with it, it will also contract. So it's just that our definite article, it's not easy to be definite. So that is why our definite article lo, la, le are passing through contractions. Are you getting it? So That means our n or in, they don't pass through contraction. Okay, it's only the definite articles that pass through contraction. So when we want to use the preposition do, which means of or from, just like the first one, that means the contraction with at, that when I is in front of lo, it will contract. When I is in front of le, it will contract. The same thing applicable to this one. When do is in front of lo, it will contract. When do is in front of le, it will contract. You know that the other time, when a is in front of la and is in front of l apostrophe, they don't contract. The same thing. So that means you just need to understand that this rule, that when do and a is in front of lo and le, they will contract. But when they are in front of la and l apostrophe, they will not contract. So this is very simple, okay? You don't need to get overwhelmed. Just understand what I'm saying patiently. So now, what will it change to when they contract? Do and lo will join together, they will become do. And do and le will come together, they will become de. But when we have do and la, they not used to get married. They used to get married. When we have do and l apostrophe, they don't get married. They are just there like that. They just stay side by side. It's not everybody you get married to. So people are meant to be your friend. So do and la, they are just friends. Do and l apostrophe, they are just friends. But do and lo, two became one. Do and le, two became one. So that is it. So do and lo will be do and le will be there. So we have c'est le livre du professeur. It is the book of the teacher. C'est le livre du professeur. Instead of saying c'est le livre de le professeur, it's now be c'est le livre du professeur. Then, je viens des États-Unis. États-Unis, that's United States. You see that United States is plural. So it will be je viens des États-Unis. Instead of je viens de les États-Unis, it will be je viens des États-Unis. D-E-S instead. Okay. Now, let's see the non-contracted one. Dollar. C'est la couleur de la mer. That means it's the color of the sea. C'est la couleur de la mer. It's sounding as if I'm rapping. Alright. C'est la couleur de la mer. So that means the do la is not contracted. Adding being la mer, it is le mer. It will just be c'est la couleur de mer. But because it is not le mer, it is la mer. So it will be c'est la couleur de la mer. Then the second one, il part de là. Il part de là. He talks about heart. Il part de là. So because you see our L apostrophe l'art. So because it is l'art, L apostrophe art, then we will say de là, not du là, not de là. No, it will be il part de là. So I hope you got that. If you did not get that, don't worry. Just do what? Just take your time to, understand it again. Take it over and over again and you'll be good. Understood? Alright, thank you. And I think this is the end of our second lesson. I will meet in the third lesson. Thank you. Merci pour votre attention et au revoir. Bisous, bisous.